Good morning. Welcome into the Monday Manna. We appreciate you joining us today. Powerful day yesterday at Harvest Church, and we know God is going to continue to do great things in your life and in your family's lives this week. I love getting the testimonies. My favorite part of Sunday afternoon is when my phone starts getting text messages or phone calls saying, Pastor, here's what the Lord did for me today. And so we know this is going to be a great week for you, the members of Harvest Church, and all of our guests that are joining us today. Let's get right into it. Galatians says, my old self has been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. So I live in this earthly body by trusting in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself for me. The 18th century preacher John Wesley once wrote to a fellow believer, give me 100 who fear nothing but sin and desire nothing but God. And I care not a straw whether they be clergymen or laymen. Such alone will shake the gates of hell and set up the kingdom of heaven upon the earth. It reminds me of the complaint an angry mob in Thessalonica brought to the city leaders in Acts 17, where it says, these who have turned the world upside down have come here too. Although this was a criticism, it was actually one of the greatest compliments they could have received. It acknowledged the impact that Paul and Silas were making on their first century world. Jesus said, whoever desires to come after me, in Mark 8, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Now notice, deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. His disciples would have easily understood this illustration. Why do you say that today, Pastor? Well, in the first century, when they saw someone surrounded by Roman guards and carrying a cross through the streets of Jerusalem, there would have been no question in their minds as to what was about to take place. That person was about to be laid down on that cross and crucified on it. Someone who carried a cross was someone who was going to die. The person Jesus was describing is someone who wants God's will more than their own. The Apostle Paul said, my old self has been crucified with Christ. It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. If there was ever a time where we needed to die to self and let Christ live in us, it is right now. If there has ever been a time when the world needed to be turned upside down, so to speak, the time is now. But fair weather followers need not apply. Those who have no interest in sacrifice need not to engage. The world will only be turned upside down through committed believers like those whom John Wesley was looking for. People who fear nothing but sin and desire nothing but God. Let me tell you today, if you're looking for notoriety and if you're looking for a pat on the back, then let me tell you something. You're in the wrong business if you're in the church, because it's not going to always happen. You know what? Things don't always happen your way. And you know what? This is something else we all need to get a hold of, is God can move whether I'm in it or not. Wow. I don't make God any more complete than he already is. The Bible actually says that in him dwelleth all fullness of the Godhead bodily, talking about Jesus Christ. And actually we are complete in him, not him complete in us. No, we are complete in him. He is God with or without me. He can do great things with or without me. But he, in his mercy and grace, saw a plan that he could put mankind in the picture and allow us to be a part of building the kingdom of God on this earth. Oh, I want to fear nothing but sin. Get this. Fear nothing but sin. I know COVID-19 is running rampant. I know that there's all kinds of situations and circumstances that are out of our control. I know sometimes you've got more month than you do money. I understand that. But I need to get to the place where I fear nothing but sin and desire nothing but God. God, I am relentlessly pursuing you. We talked about this 1 week ago yesterday. My pursuit of God must be relentless. That means there ain't anything anybody can do that'll run me off. There is not anything that anybody can say that'll hurt my feelings to a place where I can't have a walk with God. I am desiring nothing but him. And if I have that mindset, what's going to happen is I will hear, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Oh, fear nothing but sin. Desire nothing but God. Thank you for joining us for the Monday Manna. Don't forget, Tuesday night, tomorrow night, Brother Justin and Sister Shayla Parrish will have their Tuesday night children's church online. And then we're back worshiping in the sanctuary Wednesday night. Doors open at 6:50. Worship is at 7 p.m. This week, I will be preaching the message, Between the Devil and the Red Sea. Between the Devil and the Red Sea. It's a series, Exodus series that we're doing right now. Thank you so much for joining us. God bless you. Have a great rest of your Monday, folks.